Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of another weekly reading vlog. It is currently Tuesday the 11th of July when I am starting this, and at the moment I am only reading one book, which is a little bit weird for me because recently I've been reading like 3 books at a time. I am usually a 1 book girly unless they're in different formats. So I can have an audiobook and a physical book going at the same time. I can also have an ebook on top of that, but I do prefer to just have one that I'm focusing on, speed through that before moving on to another one. I've just always been that way. But the book I'm currently reading is A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy. I started this one in my 24-hour reading vlog, which was the last reading vlog, and I am now up to page 259, so I have read a little bit more since I last updated you guys on this one. But to be honest, my thoughts are pretty much the same. If you haven't watched either of those reading vlogs and you don't know what this book is about, we're basically following 2 17-year-old boys. So we have Emmett, who is from Chicago, who dreams of being country's next gay superstar. So he goes to stay with his aunt for the summer in this little town called Jackson Hollow, and he gets a job at Wonder World, which is the theme park owned by Wanda Jean Stubbs, who is this massive country superstar, and he performs in like an ensemble cast type thing in the park, and also goes to these open mic nights where he hopes to get noticed by an agent or whatever and start off his career. Then we also have Luke, who has lived in Jackson Hollow his whole life. He is also gay, but he is not out, and the majority of his point of view is really about him struggling with that, living in a town that is not going to be very accepting, living with a mum who is very homophobic, who sees being gay as a sin. And Luke also gets a job at Wonder World in the kitchen in one of the restaurants. The 2 guys meet and of course strike up a romance, and we go from there. We are following Emmett's struggle to try and become famous, with Luke's struggle with dealing with his sexuality and whether he should come out or not. And I said in I think both of my last vlogs, I am enjoying this. Like, it's a good fast read. It is picking up some really good points, it's exploring some really important topics, but it's just okay. Like, I'm enjoying it, it's fine, but at the minute it's sitting at a 3-star read, and I think the main reason for that is that it's a YA contemporary, and I feel like I'm just over YA contemporaries. I'm absolutely fine with YA fantasy, I can still have so much fun with those, but when it comes to romance and contemporary, I think I just get so much more from adult writing. This, just the same as other YA romances that I've read recently, just don't bring out the same feelings in me, and for me to really enjoy a book, rate it highly, it's got to be about the feels. So yeah, at the minute it's sitting at a 3-star read. I think I've got about 70 pages left. I'm really nearly done with this one, so I'm hoping to finish this one tonight, and then I'll be moving on to a book that I am so excited for. If you watched my 24-hour readathon, you will know that I read Flawless by Elsie Silver, which is the first book in the Chestnut Springs series. If you don't know, the Chestnut Springs series is a companion series of cowboy romances. So we're looking at different guys living in Chestnut Springs, this very like small town area where they live on ranches and they ride horses. The first one is about a guy who is a bull rider. I absolutely loved the first one. Like, I loved the romance, I loved how fun the writing was and how easy it was to read. But the main thing I loved about it was the family aspect, like the brothers and their dad living on this ranch and the dynamic between them, as well as like the guys they're friends with as well, because I'm pretty sure Jasper, who's one of the friends, also gets a book, and I just absolutely loved it. I cannot wait to read the other books in the series, and I read the blurb for the second one, Heartless, and I saw that that one is about Cade, who is like the grumpy older brother of I literally just read this. What was his name? Rhett. Rhett? Oh yeah, his name was Rhett. Rhett. Rhett is one of the Eton boys. There's Rhett, Bo and Cade, I believe, and their friend Jasper. And the second one is about Cade, who is, like I said, the grumpy older brother, and he's also a single dad. And the premise of his book is an age gap romance between him and the nanny. Like, there's 13 years between them, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about an age gap romance. There's anything to do with like forbidden love, and I am addicted. And I'm pretty sure it's all about how he's like proper like grumpy, standoffish, blunt. She's just doing her job, and then somehow she gets him in a hot tub playing Truth or Dare, and then all bets are off. And that premise has been screaming out to me ever since. Like, I cannot wait to read it. It really gives me the Confidence of Wildflowers vibes, the whole like age gap romance, nanny, single dad. It gives me that vibe, and I loved the Confidence of Wildflowers, so I'm so excited to pick this one up. I will be picking it up on my Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited, so dying to race for the end of this one before I could pick that up. And if I happen to finish that as well, which I may well do because they're such quick reads, I probably will go on to the next book in the series unless something else catches my eye in the meantime, because you guys know I'm such a mood reader. But those are the current reading plans for the week. I am away on a work trip this week, so tomorrow I am leaving bright and early to go to Kent with some of the Fairyloot gals, and I will be back Friday from that. So I don't know how much reading I'll get done in the next couple of days. We will be very busy. If I do have time in the hotel around about work, I may get some reading done. But otherwise, I think I'll be doing the majority of my reading at the weekend. I don't know. We shall see. Weekend looks pretty open. I think we might be having a family barbecue on Saturday afternoon, but Sunday is completely free, so I'm really hoping to get a lot of reading done. I do have a lot of YouTube things to do, lots of filming and editing. Fingers crossed we'll get a lot of reading done around about. So yeah, that is the current plan for this week. I am gonna go and get a few bits and bobs done, but I will give you an update as soon as I have finished A Little Bit Country. It's a little bit later and I have just finished A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy, and I think I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. It did just feel like a 3-star read the entire way through, and that didn't change at any point. It was definitely a cute, wholesome, enjoyable read. Definitely explored some really important points. I really did like the ending. I thought the ending was exactly what I wanted from the book, and there was one revelation towards the end that I did not see coming at all, but it added so much to the book, and I'm really happy that was in there. But I still just feel like it didn't get me in my feels like it should have done. Like, there were some points in this that should have got me really emotional and they just didn't, and I think it is just because it's a YA book. It's just something about the writing that just doesn't do it for me anymore, and I did feel like I was reading it just to finish it. Like, I wasn't too bothered about picking it up again, but I knew I wanted to finish it, so I was just reading it to get through it so that I can move on to my next book, which is never a great feeling. But definitely a cute, wholesome, fun at points time. I would recommend it if you're looking for just like exactly that, just a wholesome male-male romance about 2 17-year-old boys falling in love and working out their sexuality and how they fit into the world. And now that I've finished that one, I am so excited to move on to my next book, because I am going to be picking up Heartless by Elsie Silver. Like I said earlier on, this one is about Cade, one of the Eaton brothers, who is a single dad. I think his son is like, I want to say around like 8, I really don't know. Old enough to like run around anyway and cause trouble. And he is, I believe, very grumpy, very sort of like angry at the world, quite like a bitter man. I think nothing has worked out how he wanted it to at the age that he's at, and he's just not a very happy guy. And then he hires this nanny whose name I do not know yet, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be Grumpy Sunshine. I think she's going to be quite a happy-go-lucky sort of young woman who brings a lot of light to the ranch. And then one night somehow she gets to win a hot tub playing Truth or Dare, and I'm really interested to see how on earth that happens. I'm also really excited to see Rhett and Ava. Not Ava. I'm also really excited to see Rhett and Summer again. I think that's one of my favourite things about companion series, is when the other ones pop up in the later books. So it's going to be really interesting to see them and at what point they're at, because there's a little bit, you see them sort of like in the future in the epilogue of Flawless, and I don't know if it'll have gone back again or if it'll be continuing from that point. I don't know, but I'm really excited to see. I gave Flawless 4 stars, and I feel like I might like this one more just because of the premise. Like I said, it reminds me of The Confidence of Wildflowers, and I absolutely adored that book. So yeah, I have very high hopes. Hopefully at least a 4-star read. I really hope I'm not disappointed. pretty much sucked. That says it all really. I have pretty much sucked at vlogging this week so far. It's been a busy one. If you could not tell, I'm a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, but we are powering through. I promise I will give you a reading update, a life update, a weekly update very soon. But before we do anything, I'm gonna go get myself a Costa. Alright guys, I am home. It is Sunday. I can't remember if I've mentioned that. It has been quite a few days since we last spoke. I've had the busiest of weeks. Obviously, I think I told you guys I was down in Kent for a work trip with some of the fairies, which was such an amazing trip. Our reason for going down there was to go and visit one of the printers that prints our exclusive editions, and it was honestly so interesting. We got a full tour of the printers. We got to see how everything works, how you go from the manuscript to book, the entire process, and we even got to see some of our editions being done as well. Honestly, it was amazing. I could have stayed there forever. We then had a little bowling party, which was a lot of fun. It got quite competitive. I have such a competitive streak in me where I have to be careful that I don't get too frustrated if I'm not doing well. It's probably one of my toxic traits. I'm very competitive. Then obviously we got back on Friday. I didn't vlog at all because literally all I did was lie in my bed and edit the 24-hour reading vlog that had to go up last night. So that was fun. My eyes were drooping as I edited, but I was really happy with how that video turned out, so hopefully you guys are too. And then yesterday I again didn't have any time to vlog because I was finishing up some things for that video, and then we went for a little family day at my boyfriend's mum's and met her new puppy. She's so cute. I think I took like a million shots of B-roll, but she's freaking adorable. Like, we'd seen photos of her beforehand, but they did not do justice to how small she is. As soon as we walked in, we were both in shock. Like, she's like this size, and I swear she just looks like a little wind-up dog. She does not look real, but she's the cutest thing in the world. It was so funny watching their current dog, Kiva, who you may have seen if you've been watching my vlogs. We babysit her every now and again. Seeing those two start to like work each other out, bond a little bit. It was a lot of fun. So it's now Sunday and I'm going to try and get a lot of vlog footage today because yeah, I don't think there's a lot for this week. It might be a shorter vlog, but I do have a lot to do today. I first of all need to get ready because I am not really looking too presentable right now. I need to film a video. It needs to go live on Thursday, but it needs to be sent tomorrow for approval. So I need to get it filmed and edited today. I would also love to do some reading. I did start Heartless and I don't think I've given you an update since I started it. I'm currently on page 162, which is 37% of the way through, and I am loving this. I think I'm loving it more than Flawless. And I've not heard too many people say that Heartless is their favourite. I don't know if it's because it's the single dad trope but with kids, and a lot of people aren't too keen on reading about kids and parenting, but I'm honestly loving this one. I'm loving seeing Cade start to open up a little bit. I'm loving Willa, the love interest. She's the nanny. She's staying with him for a couple of months just to help him because he needs to do some things for the ranch over the summer, but he won't be able to do that without his son being looked after because usually obviously he'd be in school or whatever. So we've got Willa to do the babysitting. She's moved in with them, which that little like proximity is amazing. We just had a very, very interesting scene, the hot tub scene, which it didn't go as far as I thought it was going to go, but it's definitely getting there. Like, the absolute sheer sexual tension between these two characters is ridiculous. I love how Elsie Silver writes it. I am eating it up. Honestly, I was sitting reading it, and I've said before, I'm such an expressive reader, and my face was just doing all sorts of like gymnastics while I read that book. So I definitely would love to read more of that today. I would actually love to finish it if at all possible. It is a really fast read, so as long as I get some time to just like sit to myself and read for a good amount of time, I should speed through it. I do have the flat to myself all day today because Jordan is away to watch the golf. He's very happy. He's currently fangirling right now because he just sent me a video of Rory McIlroy, like super close to him, taking his tee shot, and oh my god, listen to me, tee shot. I'm becoming such a like golf wag. So yeah, he's over there fangirling, having a great time. So I have the flat to myself just to get lots of YouTubey stuff done, and then also hopefully quite a good amount of reading as well. that's the plan. I will try to give you as many updates as possible throughout today. But first of all, I need breakfast. I need to down this caffeine and I need to get ready for the day. Make myself look presentable. Let's do it. So I have fully filmed, edited my video. It is currently uploading. It's at 89%, so it's not got too long to go. I'm currently on Codie from Codie's Book Corner's Patreon sprints. At the moment we have 5 fairies on there. We've got Codie, Ashleigh, myself, Lauren and G as well. So we're having a lovely little time. I'm happy that I've now got all that content done and almost uploaded. It's now on 98%, it's going fast. So we're nearly done with that and then I can get to reading. I'm not sure where my Kindle is. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere in this room but I cannot locate it right now with my eyeballs. But I will be grabbing it in a second and getting back into Heartless. Jordan is coming home earlier than he was supposed to. He was supposed to be out all day. So I'm not entirely sure how much time I'm going to have to myself. Hopefully I can get him to just go on his PC and leave me alone. I sound like I don't love my boyfriend, I love him to pieces. But yeah, it'd be really good if I could finish my book today so that I actually have some book content to talk to you guys about for this vlog. I haven't actually checked how much footage I have quite yet. I'm hoping enough to make up a weekly vlog, but I do apologise if this is like a super short boring one. Some weeks they are probably going to be like that just because I'm busier some weeks than others. There will be some weeks where you'll get like an hour-long vlog because all I'm doing is reading, but it's really just going to differ from week to week. I hope that's okay. But yeah, video is very nearly done and I will hopefully be staying on sprints for a little bit longer and getting some reading done. So I will give you an update as soon as I have any more thoughts on Heartless. So I am now up to page 295, which is 66% of Heartless, and we just had the first smutty scene. There was so much build up to it, there was so much tension. There's a couple of like run-ins like before that I thought might lead to the first sex scene, but we just had the first proper one and holy crap, it was. I love Elsie Silver. She just writes these books so well, and I think because she built that tension up so well for the first 60% of this book, the actual scene was just amazing. I love these two characters so much. Like Cade, I love Cade with my whole heart. I love how they understand each other and they've gotten to know each other and they understand each other's insecurities and how their past has affected them. And that scene, yeah, it was like really hot, but it was also really intimate in a nice way, in a caring way, the way they understood what each other needed emotionally. Honestly, it was beautiful. I love this series so much. I cannot wait to read all the books. I honestly might just have to binge all 4 books because I swear I'm addicted. Elsie Silver puts crack in her books, I swear. And I think the third one is about Jasper, and she's done it so well again. Like in the first one, we had bits of introduction to Cade and you got to know him a bit. There was interactions where you saw bits of him and bits of his character, more so than you do in other companion series in my opinion. And it's the same in this one. There's been a few interactions with Jasper where it really intrigues you about him and about his past and you want to know more about him, which just makes you want to eat up the third book as soon as you're done with the second one. It's very smart. I've just come off of Codie's sprints. It is 20 to 10 on a Sunday night. It's a school night, so I didn't want to stay on too late because I know if I stay on sprints or like in front of a screen, I'll struggle to sleep when I go to bed afterwards. So I thought I'd come up now, have a couple of hours to wind down. But I do not intend on putting this book down. I am determined to finish it tonight. It's saying learning reading speed now because I've locked the bloody thing. But I can't imagine I have more than an hour and a half maybe left in this, especially because we're into the second half of the book and I always read the second half faster than I do the first half, and I don't see me being able to like stop reading now. So yeah, fingers crossed I finish this one before I go to bed tonight, and then I can give you the final update tomorrow. To give you a final update with my cup of peppermint tea. If you cannot tell, I am absolutely exhausted today. I think I've pushed myself too far over the last week and I've not given myself enough rest and I've not gotten enough sleep, and I know myself I can't do that because it just gives me flare-ups, it makes me really fatigued, and yeah, not in a great way just now, tired and sore, but we push on. I think I'll have quite a chilled week this week. I may even give myself a day or two off before I start the next vlog. I'm not entirely sure, but it's all going to be okay. Just need to learn to stop pushing myself so hard. But I did end up finishing Heartless by Elsie Silver, and I'm going to give this one 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. I loved it more than Flawless. It is definitely my favourite of the two so far, and I don't think I've heard anyone else say that it's their favourite of the series or one of their favourites of the series, so it must be a me thing. I know that a lot of people don't really like kids or things about single dads or single mums in books. They don't like that to be part of a romance book, but apparently I like it because I thoroughly enjoyed myself. Maybe it's because I'm getting to that point in my life where I'm getting quite broody and I'm thinking about being a parent and having children, and the relationship that I'm in right now is a very like loving relationship where we talk about our future and what we want to do together. So maybe it's pulling on my heartstrings more because of that. I don't know, but whatever it is, I absolutely loved reading about Cade and Willa and little Luke and their little family. I very nearly cried at the ending. Very nearly. Like, it was just so cute. It was exactly what I wanted. That's what I like about these books so far, is the writing is amazing. I speed through them and the endings give me exactly what I want. I hope that continues for the rest of the Chestnut Spring series. Honestly, I think my favourite character might actually be Harvey, the dad. He's freaking iconic. He is so funny. The things he comes out with, the ways that he is like instantly knows when there's a connection between his son and another person. It was the same with the two in the first book as well, and he honestly just tries to make awkward situations between them. He comes out with the funniest things, but he's such a like family man at the heart of it, and I just love reading about that. Cade as a dad, just the way he cares about his son and the decisions he makes for him just made me love him so much. Like, he's just such a great man. So I cannot wait to continue with the series. I think I'm going to pick up the next one, which is Powerless, very, very soon, possibly even today. I'm pretty sure Powerless is Jasper, who is their friend, who is the ice hockey player, and Winter, I think. Winter is Summer from the first book's sister, and she's like audible in the first book, but then we got a little bit more of her in the second book. We did for her and Jasper, which is what I was saying before. These books give you a bit more of like a snapshot of who those people are before you go into their book. So I'm really intrigued to see how on earth the two of them come together, because right now I can't see it at all, but I'm sure Elsie Silver will do a great job of it. I'm definitely intrigued by both their characters because we had scenes for both of them that just like let you into them a bit more, maybe some trauma that they both have, and I'm really interested to see like how their characters develop in the next book. So yeah, we'll definitely be continuing with the series very, very soon. I also thought I'd quickly show you that I got some book mail. This is Love on the Island by Jessica Gilmore, which is a new romance that Orion Books very kindly sent me. I am going to be on the blog tour for this one, so I'll be posting a review on my Instagram on my date. I'll probably also read this in my weekly vlog the week before, so you'll get my full thoughts that way as well. The cover is very much giving Emily Henry. I'm hoping that's a good thing. I do love Emily Henry's writing. And the main character in this is called Indy, which is what my family and my boyfriend call me. If you're close to me, you probably call me Indy. So I'm really excited to read this because I've never read a book with a character that has my name before, I don't think. It's gonna be weird. I'm not used to it. The synopsis says, Indy Drew is turning 30 and is exactly where she wants to be. She's on the cusp of a promotion, lives in her gorgeous London flat, and is sure her perfect on paper boyfriend, Will, is about to propose. Only on the night she told Will would present her with a sparkling diamond ring, she finds out that her younger sister sister Jade is getting married to a man she's known for only a few weeks. Worried her sister is about to make a terrible mistake, she immediately flies out to visit her sister in Greece and is shocked to discover she's sharing her villa with a far too handsome and perpetually shirtless stranger, Nikos. Indy and Nikos might be each other's worst nightmare, but together they only have days to stop the wedding before it's too late. Yet with so much love in the air on this paradise island, will they be able to resist falling for each other too? Interesting. I'm definitely intrigued by this one. It could be like a really fun, fluffy read. I'm worried that there's going to be some cheating in this, and if you know me, you know I hate cheating in any form. So yeah, I'm intrigued. We'll definitely be reading this one within the next couple of weeks. But that will conclude this weekly reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it this week. As always, let me know what you read this week and whether you enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any book recommendations based on the books that I've talked about this week. If you made it to the end of this video, pop the mug emoji down below just to let me know that you made it to the end and that you enjoyed your time here. As always, if you did enjoy the video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe for more bookish content from me. Comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings. I do reply to every single comment. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next one.